optimism, have you ever felt like tired people, with a different value, and like, they're so right, and just like sick of those people? And like, have you ever wished that you're living far away, maybe like somewhere in the mountain or some isolated place? Have you ever wished that? A lot of people, I mean, yeah, if you have some sensitive soul, just like me, you probably thought about or dreaming about living far from the city and finding your like own solitude. But realistically, it might be possible, it might not be possible. You have a job or a family, so moving away from the city might not be realistic. But you can find peace and healing that you are looking for in the nature in a different manner. A couple years ago, I came across this Korean TV show where the host of the show travels around and goes deep into the mountain and find the people who are settling down there, far from civilization, and living there alone, or maybe with their husband or wife, but most of them are alone. And they have their own story, some various interesting stories. Some are artists, and some used to run very successful business. But one thing in common is that those people, to some degree, have some sensitive soul and had some bad experience with people, got hurt or betrayed by people. So they wanted to find some healing in the nature themselves. It was a very interesting story. And after one episode, I got obsessed and just like watching again and again like different stories and like thinking to myself, wow, look at their life. What a great life. Like having the great view over the mountain and sunrise and the sunset, like great air. It's like, wow, I wish I can live like that. And you might think, oh, Sophia, that's a little bit crazy. Like, just to think realistically, like how many days you can live without internet? Like, it's so far from civilization. Have you thought about taking a shower? And I know that you're not a good cook. Like, how are you going to feed yourself every day? I agree. To some degree, I know that I am romanticizing living in a mountain, not factoring into the reality. But I don't think I'm the only one, as you nod earlier to my question, who thought about romanticizing living in the mountain. And actually, one of my friends called me a freak, like thinking about living in a mountain. Okay, listening to some other people's opinion and compromising a little bit, it might not be the time yet. Then what else can I do? I'm not giving up, just postponing it. But I know when I decided to move to the mountain, at some point of my life, I'm going to do a lot of hiking, and it requires a lot of labor work. So at least at this point, I want to build up my body. I want to get stronger. So what I did, I signed up for a spinning class where I can practice climbing mountain with a bike. So you can actually adjust the resistance of the bike and practicing, like actually pedaling the bike, it can get really heavy. It feels like climbing the steep mountain. And after a couple weeks into this workout, I started experiencing something amazing. I never, like something that, like I started feeling, I started losing myself into it. Like I really truly felt that I'm climbing the mountain with my bike. I heard my heart beating really hard. And it's usually really packed class, and it's the music is very loud, but I didn't hear anything else other than my heart. And it's like just climbing the mountain, and I feel like there's a wind, and I'm alone in a mountain. I got totally lost, and I finally got this. When people told me that, like, I'm running high, it's like, what does that mean? Like, I'm not a big fan of runner, but big fan of running. So, like, does that mean that, like, they're running on drug? But it's like a movie. There is a lot of people around you and a lot of noise, but you stay still, and you are in the middle of that, just being yourself. Your body and mind are all connected, and meet your soul in there. My workout class actually became my healing class. Don't worry, I'm not here to encourage you to sign up for a spinning class to find the healing the nature might offer you. But one thing that I found about those people on the show, they moved to the mountain so that they can calm down the noises around them and to truly find the time to get connected with themselves. And I don't think you have to wait until you find the solitude in your mountain. When was the last time you were totally lost in doing something? And what was it? It can be spinning classes like me, or it can be painting, or it can be writing, or it can be just staring at the sunset, drinking a tea. If you can find that something that you feel like you can lost in it, and bring that practice into your life, you can bring the peace that you are looking for from the nature to your everyday life. It's in here, and you can find the peace and healing that you're looking for in nature.